I'm the uneducated man. Welcome back to the Iron Couch, my weekly recap and breakdown of House of the Dragon. Today, episode 3. If you enjoy my videos, like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. So, I want to start with the king. It's been 2 years since our last episode. King Viserys, and now Queen Alicent, have a son, Aegon.
And you have my nose, don't you?
2 years old, and already our boy has a kingly presence.
Them having a son has kind of started to put some questions about who's going to be the heir back into the minds of some of the lords of Westeros. That's stirring up even more tension in between Rhaenyra and Viserys. And it seems like this has been going on pretty much for this whole 2 years. Because of all this, the king looks like he's kind of starting to fall apart mentally and physically a little bit. We can see that he drinks a lot more now.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
We also find out one of the other big things on his mind, and that's this dream or prophecy, I guess, that he has about having a son. All of that seems like it puts kind of a temporary doubt in his mind about naming Rhaenyra as his heir. But it seems like it is only temporary because he still defends his decision every time somebody questions anything about it. And towards the end of the episode, he tells the princess that he has no intention of taking away her being the heir to the throne. Speaking of the princess, she carries a lot of this episode, honestly. I gotta say, I think she gives a great performance, and I'm a little disappointed that we're going to be switching actresses in like another episode or two. Anyway, we get a lot of scenes that really kind of tell us that things have been rough on Rhaenyra this whole time, too. She's had a lot of problems with her dad, and she's had a lot of problems with her ex-best friend and companion, Alicent Hightower. Not really surprising when your best friend starts banging your dad, and you have to go from being her princess to her being your queen. After another argument with her dad, Rhaenyra just straight up bails.
Fuck you, I'm out!
When Kristen Cole goes after her, we get the scene from the trailer. She makes it pretty clear that she knows that people are talking about her little brother taking her spot as the heir. And she gets to vent some of that frustration she's been building up by just stabbing the crap out of a pig that kind of busts up their little campfire moment. We get a quick scene with Rhaenyra coming across the white hart that the king's been hunting. The lords of Westeros take the white hart for an ancient sign of royalty before the days of the Targaryens. They assume that this is a sign for the young Prince Aegon to show that he's supposed to be the heir. I think Rhaenyra sees this very differently, and it's a sign that she is supposed to be the heir. And the way she comes walking back into camp kind of shows a new mindset. The king still tells her that she has to marry somebody, but at least this time he tells her that she should choose who she wants. He also lets her know that he has no intention of changing his mind about her being the heir.
But I swear to you now, on your mother's memory, you will not be supplanted.
That brings us to Queen Alicent and Otto Hightower. She's already had Aegon, and it looks like number 2 is right around the corner. I genuinely feel bad for her. She seems like she's just her dad's pawn in everything that's going on. Like all the decisions she's making really aren't hers. When he tells her that it should be her son, Aegon, that sits on the Iron Throne, she doesn't really take that well and doesn't like the idea of going up against her old best friend. In fact, in this episode, it looks to me like she really tries to smooth things over with Rhaenyra, but Rhaenyra just isn't having it. In the end, it seems like she caves to her dad's will anyway. So, let's get to the main event. It shows us the war on the Stepstones, and it's been going on for about 2 years. It also shows us that even with dragons, it's no guarantee that you're going to win. After these 2 years, in fact, Daemon and Corlys are losing this war. They're losing bad enough to start having people dissenting right in their camp. With tensions high, Daemon gets a note from the king that he's going to send him some help out there in the Stepstones. Now Daemon sees this all as an opportunity to prove his worth, so he doesn't want help. So this note pisses him off, and he goes ahead and just stomps out Steve the messenger guy. And then we get Daemon the one-man army. Or pretty close to a one-man army. He's at least a guy who can dodge arrows a little bit better than Rickon Stark. And after a last-minute save from Laenor Velaryon riding Sea Smoke, and Corlys and his men rushing in for a sneak attack, my entire theory about Crabfeeder being our big bad, sort of, for Season 1, well, I was half right. He did cause some trouble for over 2 years, but we just didn't get to see any of that because of our quick time skips. Oh, and I'm also 100% wrong for that joke about Daemon being better than Rickon. Dude is literally a sponge. He soaks up like 4 or 5 arrows in this episode. Also, we see Caraxes react when he gets hit by that arrow in the beginning of the episode. We also see Daemon throw up his arm and Caraxes throw up his wing to try to block him. So, how is it that they're controlling these dragons? Did Caraxes actually feel that arrow hit from Daemon? Or am I just seeing things? And we get our first look at Sea Smoke this episode. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. I can't lie. I don't fully remember that part of the book. I don't know if this is some detail that we didn't get in the book, or that we did, or if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Sea Smoke, ridden by Laenor Velaryon. I think I'm just getting old. Another thing I'm sure everybody else noticed was the king is now missing 2 fingers. So either the maggots didn't work, or did he get new wounds from the Iron Throne, or both? We got our first look at the Kingswood, and a few Lannisters, including one that struck out with Rhaenyra. And that leaves me wondering, is there something between Rhaenyra and Sir Criston Cole? I also wonder, did Crabfeeder have grayscale? Is that what the mask was about? And if he did have grayscale, can Targaryens get grayscale? Oh, and maybe the most interesting room in all of Westeros, the king's bedroom and his freaky-ass wall art. Real nice setting for a chat with your daughter, Otto. Also, how much of a monster is Caraxes in actual combat? Oh, yeah. And this poor bastard, too.
Save me!
Hope you liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. If you want to do a show like this with me on StreamYard, let me know in the comments.